Hi guys, it's Short B, aka Bree, and I'm not in the best of moods. And honestly, I probably shouldn't be doing this voiceover today, but I wanted to, because even though I'm not in a good mood, I felt like it was important that I did this voiceover while I was feeling crappy. Because no one's happy all the time. And I just really wanted to show that. This is not coming out right. I'm not a very eloquent speaker. This whole thing sounds much better in my head than coming out of my mouth. But, yeah, I wanted to talk about this. So, today is Wednesday for me, so Tuesday, I felt like utter crap because my depression and anxiety decided they were both going to rear their ugly heads and remind me of just how cripplingly lonely that I am. Because if you didn't hear already, I spend almost all of my time alone. And before YouTube, I didn't even talk hardly at all. And now that I've been doing YouTube for about 2 months now, it was getting better. But lately it's decided that it doesn't want to leave. So yesterday it was just, I keep saying it, but my mind just kept reminding me that I'm alone 99% of the time. So I was just feeling really, really down yesterday. Sorry. Oh gosh. I'm sorry guys, I'm just feeling really dizzy. I need to go to the doctor. I really do. Okay, anyway, not cutting that out. I don't even care. But I wanted to talk about this because it is important to talk about. Because I scared my fiance half to death yesterday. So I texted him yesterday about 2 in the morning, I think, that I was unhappy because I'm just so lonely. And I was very sad. But this wouldn't have been a problem if I had known that he had messaged me. Because I started playing The Sims after I sent that message. And Facebook somehow got closed out of my browser. So I didn't know he had replied 24 times. And then I messaged him back, but his phone had run out of minutes, time, whatever. He has a track phone, so we buy him cards, monthly. But I forgot that he needed to buy a card and didn't remember. And yeah, he didn't have a way of getting my message, so he was freaking out. I don't know, just thinking that, I was gonna do something to myself or something, that I was that depressed or something. I'm not. I was half asleep. He got home and he hugged me so hard that he woke me up. And I was like half asleep. And he was telling me, how worried he was. And I knew what was going through his head. I knew what it was. Because I had just finished watching 13 Reasons Why. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to tell you to watch it. But if you want to watch it, you should. It's good. But I know that suicide was what was in his mind. And I stopped that right in its tracks. I told him, you do not ever have to worry about that. Because I'm not suicidal. I'm just not. Thankfully, I'm not. Even if I was, hypothetically, even if I was, I wouldn't do it. One, I'm deathly afraid of death, no pun intended. And two, I understand that suicide is not the answer ever, because it doesn't end suffering. It may end yours, but you're just gonna pass it on to someone else, to everyone that cared about you. You're just giving that pain to them. But yeah, I knew that's what was in his head. But this is really hard to talk about, guys. I did not think this would be that hard to talk about. And I'm sorry it's over such a bright, cheerful video. Speed build. I didn't intend for this to happen. Why am I laughing? It's not laughing. It's just a coping mechanism, I guess. But I'm rambling, making no sense whatsoever. I had a whole big thing I wanted to say. Like a whole big spiel. And now it's all gone from my brain. The main point that I wanted to make is that no one is happy all the time. Even these YouTubers that never do a melancholy video like this. Their lives are not perfect. They all have their own issues and their own problems that they go through, even if they don't show you guys. But I wanted to tell you guys about this. I want to be extremely transparent and real. This is so hard to talk about. I guess the main thing here is don't, bottle up your feelings, I guess. Because if I'm feeling down, I don't just, for a couple days I sit on it, but I end up talking to Riley about it. And just today I was crying. I'm a very emotional person. I do tend to bottle up my feelings sometimes. I will admit that, and I shouldn't, and that's a flaw, and I'm working on it. But the best way to get through these emotions is to talk about them. It's not to ignore them. That is the worst thing you can do when you're depressed, or have any kind of issue, really. This is such a depressing topic for such a colorful build. But yeah, if you're going through something, talk to someone about it. You don't even have to really talk to anyone. Write it down somewhere that no one, can see it. Even if you delete it afterwards, at least I'm this way. It helps me to get those feelings out somehow. If you just ignore them and push them down and push them down and push them down, they are going to come back to bite you. And you'll probably feel worse than if you just let them out in the first place. At least, once again, that's how it is with me. It might not be that way for everyone. In fact, I know it's not. No one goes through the same thing the same way. Gosh, I didn't think this would be so hard to talk about. But it is. It is so hard to talk about. And speaking of, that 13 Reasons Why show, I can't imagine how hard that must have been to make. I didn't even think about that. But if it's just this hard to talk about, imagine acting that out. Oh, gosh. It gives me shudder. It makes me shudder. I can't talk. I can't English. But, so I guess we'll shift gears here and talk about the house. I didn't intend for it to be this big, but I'm not good with small layouts. So, yeah, this house didn't... it's okay. It's, once again, for a single sim. That's all you could really fit here. And I also kind of regret, there's a pool that I put in later that I kind of regret putting in because it doesn't really fit. I'm sorry, guys. That topic has just got me all kinds of, just, oh, I also need to talk about that I'm not talking about people with clinical depression. Like, if your brain is hardwired that way to, like, you can't really get it to go away, you can just manage it. I'm not talking about that kind of depression. I'm talking about the actual just feeling of being depressed. Because that's what I, am feeling. So I don't have depression, but I am depressed. There's a difference. And I just needed to point that out so I didn't sound like I was just lumping them all together, if that makes sense. But yeah, just talking about it right now, even the little bit that I have, it's helped me to feel a little bit better. And that's really kind of strange, considering I'm just talking to a microphone. But I guess it doesn't really matter. Like I said, it doesn't matter how you get these feelings out. You don't have to tell anyone. You certainly don't have to make a YouTube video about it. Oh, I'm such a dork. But as long as you get the feelings out in a healthy way and you don't just keep them bottled up, you'll be better off. At least I know I am. But okay, let's actually just shift gears here and actually talk about the house. No more depressing subjects. I struggled and struggled and struggled with this house. I didn't know what I was really wanting to do with it. So it kind of, I kind of like how it turned out. But if you'll notice in there right now, I completely forgot a bed. So at the very end, I come in and I put a bed down. It's very awkwardly placed, in my opinion. I've never built this tiny of a house on this game, so it was really hard. And it's not even as little as some of the houses I've seen on the game. And they're laid out way better than mine. This is actually the second time I've recorded this video. I tried to record it earlier today, and it was even worse than this one. It was even more depressing and monotone, and I just didn't like it at all, so I just scrapped it and started over. But yeah, this house is cute, I guess. I wanted to make it more colorful than that, but I didn't. And I'm just now coming to realize just how hard it is to voice over an entire speed build without retelling a story from your life. It's really hard. But speaking of a story, I don't know if you probably don't, but recently in my hometown, there was a guy that killed his wife. Someone that I went to school with. That is the craziest. Oh my gosh. Claiming it was an accident. No. If I can remember, I'll link an article or something about it. But it's been on Facebook. It's been on TV already today. It's bad. Ran her over. Oy. Sorry for the silence gaps. That kind of crap just makes my blood boil. No. Just no. Why can't people just go through their lives without being moronic like that? I don't know why, but it just makes it so much worse when you know well, I don't really know him, but I mean, when you know the person that did it, it's just crazy to me. I mean, I can kind of believe it, but at the same time, my mind is just, what? That's what my mind's like. It's like, how can someone do that? Makes me so mad. Okay, enough about that. How are you all? Seriously, I would love to know how you guys are. You already know how I am. I'm feeling pretty crappy. But that's okay. I can work through this. I'll get through it. I'll come out the other side and I'll be alright. I'm pretty lucky in that I can work through mine. A lot of people don't. They can't. Because it's not something wrong with their life. Sometimes it's just clinical depression. I don't really understand it, but I have somewhat of an idea what it's like, kind of. Not really, but kind of. But I guess I'm going to end the voiceover here. There's not a lot of time left. I'm sorry to give you all such a melancholy video, but it was just important to me that if I could learn how to English, that would be great. It's important to me that I don't just record when I'm happy and feeling happy anyway at the moment. But it's important for me to show you guys that I'm obviously, not perfect. Far from that. But it's important for me that I am real on this channel. I don't want it to just be, yay, I'm so happy and bubbly and upbeat and yay. I don't want that. I mean, I do want that, but I don't want the channel to only show that side of me. But okay, I need to stop rambling because screenshots will be coming up very soon, so I'm gonna shut up. If you all like this weird, depressing subject video, or liked the house, I honestly almost forgot I was doing a voiceover for a speed build. But if you all like the house, or if you agree with me on the whole subject, give the video a like, let me know, comment, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. I gotta go. I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.